अपने अपने विवादों का अपने अपने विषयों का वहां पे प्रदर्शन करने के। तो इस उम्मीद के साथ कि आने वाले दिनों में एक संयोजन की ओर हम लोग अग्रसर होंगे और उसके माध्यम से पुनः वो पुश फूड प्रोसेसिंग के सेक्टर को मिलेगा जिसकी अपेक्षा हम सब रखते हैं। मेरे प्रधानमंत्री की सोच है कि आने वाले दिनों में भारत का कम से कम एक खाद्य पदार्थ दुनिया के हर एक डाइनिंग टेबल पे होना चाहिए। उस लक्ष्य उस सोच के साथ हम लोग आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं, जिसमें वर्ल्ड फूड इंडिया की एक अहम भूमिका है। आज इसका कलर लेजर है, आप सबके पास विस्तृत जानकारी इसको लेकर आ चुकी है। वेबसाइट आज हम लोगों ने लॉन्च कर दी है, हम लोगों ने मोबाइल ऐप लॉन्च कर दिया है, ब्रोशर आप सबके पास आ ही जाएगा। इसके अलावा भी अगर और कोई आपके सवाल होंगे तो हम सेक्रेटरी साहब सब लोग यहाँ पे बैठे हैं। मैं आईटीपीओ का मैं धन्यवाद करूंगा कि उन्होंने इस बार मजबूत साथ इस लक्ष्य की ओर हम लोग का देने का कार्य किया और इसमें जुड़े हुए तमाम साथियों का मैं धन्यवाद करता हूँ। और एक बार फिर से आप सबका मैं यहाँ पे धन्यवाद करता हूँ। इस कदम रीजन में आप सब लोग आए, आप लोगों ने इस आयोजन को अपना समर्थन देने का कार्य किया। प्रेस मीडिया के तमाम साथियों का एक बार फिर से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू सो मच। जय हिंद।
माननीय मंत्री महोदय जी का हार्दिक धन्यवाद आपके प्रेरक शब्दों और योजनाओं को साझा करने के लिए जो भारत को खाद्य प्रसंस्करण के क्षेत्र में दुनिया के अग्रणी देशों में शामिल करने में मदद करेगी। एक बार फिर जोरदार तालियां हो जाए माननीय मंत्री महोदय जी को धन्यवाद करने के लिए। And ladies and gentlemen, we now move into a very important segment of today's proceedings, the open media interaction and question and answer session. And to guide and moderate this interaction, we now hand over to Ms. Shamima Siddiqui, Additional Director General, Press Information Bureau.
Good evening. Welcome to media for this media interaction. As we move ahead in the segment of media interaction for today's press event, I would just like to bring to your notice a few points. I kindly request that on the upcoming World Food India 2025 and the food processing sector. They also request to kindly raise their hands for asking a question and introduce themselves by name and media organization before asking the question. The mic will come to you. Mr. Kovac will be there to help me. We will be taking one question at a time in view of time constraints and to ensure a fair opportunity for all. Only one team.
Good evening, Namaskar. I'm Kriti from BT India. And I want to ask what are going to be the major
food processing of so we are trying to make it we want and we are hoping and expecting a lot more countries to come and participate this time. Even in terms of the domestic involvement, expecting a lot more states to come and actively participate. You know what happens when you initially start something, so you know that the kind of enthusiasm that we expect doesn't really get showcased in the initial years, but then gradually the belief in that event starts building up, and I think in the 4th edition we are experiencing that. So this time it's going to be way bigger, way larger, and way more productive.
Thank you. As we move ahead, table number 9. Please introduce yourself.
भारत के 5 ट्रिलियन अमेरिकी डॉलर की अर्थव्यवस्था के लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करने में खाद्य प्रसारण क्षेत्र की भूमिका को आप किस प्रकार देखते हैं?
मैं मानता हूँ बहुत अहम भूमिका और ये सब कतई में कहने का नहीं कहना, मैं ईमानदारी से इस बात को मैं मानता हूँ। और जब हम लोग चर्चा करते हैं 2047 तक भारत एक विकसित देश बने, 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी का आपने जिक्र किया, इन तमाम विषयों को लेकर जब हम लोग भी जब होल ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट अप्रोच के साथ जब हम लोग बैठते हैं और हम लोग चर्चा करते हैं तो उसमें इस सेक्टर की क्षेत्र की एक अहम भूमिका है। कि पूरे विश्वास के साथ मैं कह सकता हूँ, जैसा मैंने कहा कि अभी तक एक बहुत बड़ा क्षेत्रफल ऐसा है इस सेक्टर का जो कि टैप ही नहीं हुआ है। अभी तो मानिए कि अभी हम लोग इतने कम पे अभी हम लोग कर रहे हैं, तब हम लोग की प्रेजेंस इतनी स्ट्रॉन्ग है। जिस दिन हम इसको एक्सप्लोर कर हम लोग इसको 50% से ज्यादा, 80% से ज्यादा, और हम तो कर पाए जब हम इसको 100% तक जब हम लोग इसको लेकर जा पाएंगे, तो न सिर्फ हम लोग वैश्विक बाजारों में एक मजबूत उपस्थिति दर्ज करेंगे। बल्कि जैसा मैंने कहा कि भारत के रेवेन्यू जनरेशन में इसकी एक अहम भूमिका है, हमारे किसानों की आर्थिक मदद करने में इसकी एक अहम भूमिका है, जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज क्रिएट करने में इसकी एक अहम भूमिका है। उससे आपके एक्सपोर्ट्स बढ़ेंगे, डेफिनेटली उसका भी बहुत मजबूत लाभ आपको होगा। तो मैं मानता हूँ कि आने वाले दिनों में सबसे ज्यादा बूमिंग कोई अगर एक सेक्टर बाकी सेक्टरों में से भी अगर कोई एक सेक्टर है तो वो खाद्य प्रोसेसिंग है।
Table 5.
Hello, sir. This is Priyank from Money Control. Sir, two related questions. One has been one concern on the GST front, which you have also spoken about, that some of the food products, the GST rates has to be rationalized, maybe lowered to whatever the current bracket is. So, has there been any recent communication with the Finance Ministry on this aspect? And if you can tell me which are the key items which you feel that there has to be a relook at the rates. And the second is on the regulatory part that you mentioned on FSSAI, that there has to be a relook at the regulations so that the balance is. What are those some specifics on which you feel that the regulations has to be again relooked at, if anybody says?
So answering your first question, I mean GST, yes, I think it is one of the concerns, and you have asked about my communication. I think the communication is there at a regular basis. Eventually, I'm not the authority to take a final call or a decision on that. Eventually it is the GST Council who has to take a final call on that. But then as I mentioned during my speech also, I try and become that bridge between the industry and the GST Council to put forward their representation. Most of the time, whatever that comes to me, through the various sectors of the industry people, concerning their concerns with GST rates and stuff. So I mean, whatever, after the complete evaluation within the ministry, and we think that they are right, we do forward it to the Ministry of Finance and the GST Council. So yes, the communication is there on a regular basis, and I won't say that, A, B, C, these are the three things, and that's it, it's done and sorted. On a regular basis, something or other keeps coming up. So the regular communication is there. Most of the time we do get a lot of positive response, some of the time a little more discussion is required, which is like an ongoing process. Answering your second question concerning the regulations with aside, yes, I mean when we have these global regulatory needs, and I want, and this is how the Ministry of Health looks at it, under which this department comes, the PASAI comes, that eventually that Indian standards should be equivalent to the global standards. Rather, Indian standards should be recognized as global standards, is what we are targeting and aiming at. Because at times there are few examples which really bothers us, when because of XYZ reason, Indian products are not accepted in XYZ country. So we are on a regular basis trying to work on that, and eventually I'm extremely confident that eventually Indian standards globally will be recognized as global standards.
Thank you, sir. Now we come to table 21.
Hello, sir. This is Chandrika from IAS. Sir, my question is, how does World Food India 2025 intend to enhance the export and trade opportunities for agri-food companies?
So yes, this is one of the basic reason why we organize this World Food India, so that we can have these meetings, B2B meetings, reverse bias meet, so we on a regular basis throughout some of the event, we try and felicitate these kind of meetings. I'm very happy to say that last year it was over 26,000 such meetings, that were organized. So definitely, when these meetings they take place, your export improves. There's a direct connect of the sellers, to the global markets. So definitely it helps us in improving exports. Is the reason why over the past 1 decade, if you see, at the statistics, there's been a drastic increase in the export from 13.7% to 23.4% in 23-24. So these figures itself shows that that events like this definitely helps boost exports.
Table 19.
Good evening, sir. This is Anand Kumar from Akashvani News.
Yeah.
Sir, you have just highlighted the government aim that at least.
Please bring the mic closer.
Sir, this is Anand Kumar from Akashvani News. Sir, you have just highlighted the government vision that at least one food product should be the dining table across the globe. My question is to you, sir. India is among the largest food producers globally. What is being done by the government to maximize country's food processing potential? Thank you, sir.
When we talk about Khadya Prasanskaran, the processing sector, we are talking about domestic processing sector only. And through the various schemes of the ministry, as I just mentioned, whether it's Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana or PMFME, we are trying कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा खाद्य पदार्थों को का प्रसंस्करण करके ना सिर्फ देश के कोने-कोने तक बल्कि विश्व के कोने-कोने तक हम लोग पहुंचा सके। जैसा मैंने कहा कि भारत में हम लोग की परंपरा रही है फ्रेश खाने की, बट वहीं पर भारत की परंपराओं में प्रसंस्करण कम ही सही पर हमेशा से जुड़ा रहा है। हम लोग एक ऐसे देश से आते हैं जहाँ पे घर पे दही जमाना, अचार बनाना, अब ये भी प्रसंस्करण का ही एक माध्यम है, ये भी प्रोसेसिंग का ही का विषय है। तो ऐसे में उस सोच के साथ हम लोग जुड़े रहे हैं, उस सोच को बस और बल देना, वो इकोसिस्टम प्रोवाइड करना जो हमारा मंत्रालय अलग अलग योजनाओं के माध्यम से कर रहा है, इंक्लूडिंग जितने इंडस्ट्री लीडर्स हैं उनको भी ग्लोबली कैसे हम लोग स्थापित अपने आप को करने में मदद कर सके पीएलआई स्कीम के माध्यम से, वो भी हम लोग करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। तो प्रोसेसिंग का लार्जर से लेके माइक्रो लेवल के जो एंटरप्राइजेस हैं, पूरी उस चेन को हम लोग अलग अलग योजनाओं के माध्यम से कवर करके प्रसंस्करण को मजबूत करने का कार्य कर रहे हैं।
So can we have the mic on the front right side? Over. You wanted to ask a question?
Howard.
Hi sir, Rikishan from Indian Express. Sir, you also highlighted in your speech concerns, kind of misconceptions regarding packaged food and processed food. And this misconception is also not baseless because in the past we have seen action by food regulator against some brands like some brands producing like products like Cerelac and Maggi and other things. So how the food processing ministry wants to address this issue and what the ministry is doing to address this concern regarding the impact of processed food on the
As much as I have understood your question, I think it's concerning two different segments. One is the misleading advertisement, and also at times when these information they come out during concerning some kind of dilution with the food product and stuff, and questioning the quality of the product. So definitely, we have to address both the segments simultaneously. On one side, there is this misleading advertisement, and there is a whole narrative that's been trying to set that how processing is done. It's as simple as that the whole processing they want to make it equivalent to that, so that nobody should go for processed food and stuff, which is again wrong. Which is I'm absolutely against. Processing is not bad. I have repeatedly said it's all about adding value to the food products, not taking out the nutrient content out of those products. So yes, this is on one sector, we are fighting against this. We have formed a committee under my ministry. We have formed this committee where all the same stakeholders concerning this sector, they are the part of this committee. We had the first meeting of this, where they have given their suggestion that how we can counter this narrative about this misleading advertisements concerning food processing. sector and how we can promote this sector. But at the same time, when we promote the sector, we need to be absolutely sure food security as well. My government is very clear when it comes to food security. And is the reason why a regular talk with the regulatory body FSI is there, and whenever any such example, my ministry is not directly involved taking action on this, but then whenever any such information comes, maybe through my ministry or maybe any other way, whenever this information comes, we make sure that the authorized officers, they do go, they do check, and the required needed action is taken against that particular promoter, brand, whatever it is, if there is anything wrong that they have done with that food product. So yeah, that is something which is an ongoing process, and I mean, I want
ये
to
है ना
assure
सारा
you
देखो
that the
इसका
government is
फोटो
very,
है
very, very
ये
clear in this that no
सारे
relaxation
क्वेश्चन इस
when
पे
it comes
वैसे
to the
उसने कहा है
safety
सिर्फ आप
of
फोटो पे रखिए
consumers, that should be
रील पे
careful.
ये
Thank you,
यहाँ
sir.
से करते हैं
Thank you, friends from the media.
यहाँ
As we
पे
come
आपका
to the end
करते
of
हो
the
यहाँ पे
press
आपका
interaction,
चालू
as Honorable
अभी तो
Minister
मैंने
said,
बंद
there
कर
will
दिया
be
इसको
many more opportunities to
चलो हो गया
address questions regarding the World Food India event as well as
गया आप साउंड कर लीजिए बढ़िया से तो खड़ा होकर यहीं से
नहीं नहीं हो गया इतना नहीं करना
फोटो फोटो लीजिए
फोटो ले लिया मैंने
ना लिया
Thank you very much, Deepna, for wonderfully moderating the media interaction. Thank you, Honorable Minister, sir. And I'm now inviting Ms. Jyoti Vech, Director Vicky, to kindly
खाना तो खा ही रहे थे वहाँ पे
अरे अब का
bring this gathering
फिर
to a
कम से हो
close.
जाएगी
ठीक है आप समेटिए समेटिए तभी
Mufti Praveen, Joint Secretary Mufti, Ms. Shamima Siddiqui, Additional Director General PIB, all the distinguished guests, officials from the Ministry, FPO, and PIB media representatives, partners and friends. It's indeed a privilege and honor for me on behalf of Vicky as the national event partner to extend our heartfelt gratitude as we continue this fundraiser for World Food India 2025. As the Honorable Minister did mention, food processing is a very strategic pillar of India's economy and it significantly contributes to the agriculture value addition, enhancing the farmer income, supporting the job creation and all, strengthening the rural economy. And it does have a profound impact on the lives and communities.